What do I like best about writing Romantasy? I think it is because I get to combine all the things that I love. I get to do a little romance, do a little fantasy, adventure, sci-fi, kind of all in one. I think the best aspect is just that like fantastical adventure, but also romance on the side. And it's a lot of fun and it gives you so much room to play if it's like lots of romance or light adventure or lots of adventure with light romance. Yeah.
Okay, so am I more drawn to the fantasy or the romance? I love fantasy and I love fantastical worlds, but I gotta say the romance for sure.
What I like about time as a theme for fiction is that we all have the same objective experience with time, and yet we also have different subjective experiences with time. When we're doing something and having a great time with it, an hour might pass by in 5 minutes. But if we're doing something that's making us miserable, 5 minutes might pass by in an hour. And I utilize this in my story. Daily, my main character, when she's doing something that she enjoys, time passes by in the blink of an eye. A whole evening passes by before she notices. But for her, losing track of time could have permanent consequences.
Hi, I'm CJ Larson, and I wrote A Ballad for a Lady Love in the upcoming A Breath of Time anthology by Flame Tree Publishing. If I were to sum up the theme of the story in one word, it would be choice. The lingering doubt when we have to make a choice that changes the course of our lives and how we look back on those choices, sometimes knowing we made the right choice and sometimes with regret.
Hi, I'm Anna Maria Curtis, and my question is fate or choice? In Stitching Time, it is all about choice. Sure, the protagonist, Arielen, feels an instant spark with her love interest, but it's the choices that she makes that really bring them together.
Cupid plays detective.
My name is Amy Glazier, and my short story, A Fate Written in Fire and Blood, has the enemies to lovers trope, which is my favorite, and deals with prophetic visions, which is why they start out as enemies.
My main character's biggest flaw is a passionate affection that becomes an impassioned rage.
Hi, I'm Emily O'Malley Liu. I wrote The Timekeeper, and I think that this story will appeal to folks who like their romantic fantasy a little weird, a little bit outside of the usual timeline. I hope you check it out.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth Eve King. I write under the name E.E. King, and I am so delighted to be in the newest Flame Tree collection. I think it's the newest. That is a romantic fantasy called A Breath of Time. My story is a possession of magpies, and I've been asked about some dating because this is romantic after all. And I would like to say who falls harder in my story. My story deals with a very old lady, Catherine Linton, looking back on her life and her dead love, Tommy, who died in the First World War when he was 22. So I don't know who fell harder, but I know who fell longer, and that's Catherine, because she kept living. And she probably had some affairs. I don't know about them. She didn't tell me. But she definitely fell longer. And I hope you read the book. Thank you so much.
I was 8 years old when I read my first book of mythology. It began during a trip to the local public library when my father handed me a copy of Edith Hamilton's mythology, saying that he had enjoyed the stories as a young boy and I might as well. As it turned out, the stories entranced me. After I finished the book, I devoured every book of Greek and Roman mythology on the shelves of the library. Every one of those books portrayed Theseus as the hero and the half-man, half-bull Minotaur as the villain, the abomination to be hid away in the labyrinth. On subsequent rereadings of the Minotaur myth as an adult, however, I wondered at the validity of that narrative. The origin of my love story, The Prophecy, was a question I posed myself. What if the so-called monster were the hero? What if the Minotaur could be loved? Thank you.
A word of advice for Crystal Adams: keep looking.
A detail that I love about the world 100 Lifetimes is set in is the fact that the humans have magic, and they don't need to be magical creatures or have some kind of other alternative thing in their genealogy. They are just humans with magic. And I love that.
The future, because that's where all the fun is.